Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me. It's KW, the blue collar worker, back at it with a new video. Tonight, I want to talk about the fight between Floyd Money Mayweather and Logan Paul. Did you watch? How did you like it? Do you think Floyd Mayweather should keep on doing these exhibitions, or should he call it quits and just enjoy his wealth and businesses? Let's dig into that. Well, I watched the fight, and I want to tell you, wow, Logan Paul really came out swinging, didn't he? I mean, and then he like towered over Mayweather. I mean, this dude looked it really big over Mayweather. Mayweather held his own, but it wasn't as impressive as I thought it would be. I just knew that, he would just destroy this guy. But that just proves one thing. That's why they have, even though this guy's an amateur, Logan Paul, but that's why welterweights don't fight heavyweights and so on, because of the height in some cases, the weight, the power, and everything else. Logan Paul, I mean, believe it or not, he didn't look that bad for an amateur. Floyd won impressively, but he didn't destroy this guy like I thought he would. I thought it would be another Conor McGregor or the guy in Japan. That's what I thought. But kudos to Logan Paul. He actually did pretty good for an amateur. I mean, he did some nice tactics. He tied up Mayweather. He only let Mayweather get off maybe one or two pot shots, and then he would grab, and then he would put his weight on Mayweather. And then, he even was trying to throw some uppercuts. Now, what if he'd have connected on one of those? It probably would have been good night Mayweather. Mayweather is a brilliant legend as far as a boxer. He's a brilliant marketing genius. He's a brilliant money maker. But I kind of think maybe he should leave his amateur stuff alone. And now, rumor has it, well, he was saying one or two things. This is his last fight, and he's gonna hang up the gloves. But then I'm hearing that he might do one more fight with the younger brother, Jake Paul. Now, if you it looked like it wasn't an impressive win to me. And maybe it was meant to be like that, he wasn't going to destroy this guy. And after all, Logan Paul is a big YouTube star, 20 million fans, so maybe that was designed to end like it did, but however, do he really want to get in there with Jake Paul now? Don't get me wrong. Mayweather is a genius. And when it comes down to boxing, especially in his younger days, Mayweather was incredible. And even when he started getting a little older, that he took up the defensive type fighting, he still was the best. I enjoyed Mayweather when he boxed, but I'm just hoping this guy don't go out like some of the other legends, a la Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones, especially Roy Jones, and the list goes on and on. You got the money, you got the fame, you're a legend, so you got all these things, but, it's only so many times that you're going to get in that ring and walk out the winner. Especially when you're taking on people that's like, what was Logan Paul, like 6'2"? And then Jake Paul, I believe he's like 6'1". And then Logan Paul came in at like 180. And Mayweather, I believe, was like 150. And then Mayweather's like 5'8". This guy's like 6'2". So I just think, he needs to kind of hang it up, And I pray that he never get in there with a real fighter. Even the young guns like Virgil Ortiz or Jerron Ennis, they would destroy Mayweather at this age. He's not a Manny Pacquiao. I'm hoping that he this is his last exhibition. But boxing, they say it all the time. This is it, and then they come back for another go round. It never ends with boxers. Boxers just can't get enough of it. They sit back and they reminisce on what it used to be like, and in your mind, even in my mind, my man tell me it's a lot of things I can still do, but the body says no. The man gonna always tell you, you still got it. You go down memory lane when you was at the top of your game, and you're watching the old videos of your fights and what have you, and and you just think that you can get back in there and you could be like the 20-year-old Mayweather. Instead of the 40, what is Mayweather now? Mayweather's like 44. So, he's getting on up there. So, I think he's, knowing Mayweather, if everything points out that he can make him, supposedly he made like a ton of money when he fought Logan Paul. I believe like rumor has it like $40-50 million. And, and regular top boxers don't even make that money. Name one. Except maybe Canelo. But all these other guys, they're not making that type of loot. Ain't none of them making that. So for Mayweather to do this exhibition and then bring in that type of money, it's just unbelievable. And kudos to Mayweather. I mean, I wish I was able to do that. I wish I was able to make that type of money. So let's say if he did fight Jake Paul next, because Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson. Was it in the first round? I mean, he literally destroyed Nate Robinson. And Nate Robinson is a retired basketball player. I forget Nate Robinson's height, but he's not that tall. So Jake Paul leveled him, so then that made Mayweather have an interest in fighting Jake Paul, because of what he did to Nate Robinson. But, Jake Paul, he do have, he's 3-0, I mean, they not, Earl Spencer, Terrence Bud Crawford, or any of the top guys, but still, Mayweather been out the ring. Yeah, he can get in there and hit the bag and do some of the other things. But I think he need to maybe leave it alone. But Mayweather, if they offer him another $50 million, he's gonna do it. Hands down. He's gonna do it. I mean, if you offer me $50 million, I get in that ring. But that's not going to happen. But I'm saying if they offered me $50 million, $25 million, hell, offer me $1 million and I'll jump in that ring. I don't know how well I do, but for $1 million, hey, who knows? So the fight was interesting. I thought that Mayweather would probably stop him, but he didn't. Maybe it was designed like that, nobody gets hurt, and I'm not going to knock you out, and, we'll give the fans a nice fight, but in the end, Mayweather, I think, in my own opinion, that maybe you need to hang up the gloves, hang up the gloves, and not even fight no Jake Paul or anybody else for that matter. You got the money, you got the fame, you're going in the Hall of Fame, you got some businesses, enjoy that. You don't have to get carried out of there, and then decide where I think I'm gonna quit. Try to be ahead of the game and say, hey, enough is enough, because that fight, it wasn't impressive, and Mayweather wasn't impressive when he won. Logan Paul did some real nice strategies when he put his weight on him and smothered him. Mayweather really didn't get off like I thought he would. He got a few little pot shots here and there, and he won, but still. But that's my take on it. You tell me what you think. Do you think Mayweather should still be doing these exhibitions? Do you think he should fight his younger brother Jake Paul next? Jake Paul is like 6'1". He's orthodox. He's got a net worth of $11.5 million in the bank, and I believe he's got the same like 20 million followers. So it would be interesting to see what happens. But that's my take on it, and you tell me what you think, and I'll see you in my next video. Again, this is KW, the Blue Collar Worker, back at it with a new video. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.